It actually comes all the way back to a conversation that I had with Alex Hormozy. And I had him in my old community at NCI, and I asked him, I said, dude, if you had to start all over again, what would you do? And he had the same answer that I'm about to share with you, and so this is something he and I see eye to eye on. Now, 2024, the year I sold an 8-figure business and restarted from scratch and built a multi-7-figure business. This video will explain to you how I did it, and more importantly, if I were in your shoes, starting from scratch, how I would do it in 2 different ways. For those of you guys that don't know, my name is Jason Phillips, 8-figure entrepreneur. I'm making these videos. I have absolutely no coaching services to sell you. I am just here wanting to get these tools in your hands so you can go out, make lots of money, and ultimately have the life and freedom you desire, something I've been able to do in this online coaching space, something I've been able to do as an online entrepreneur, and just something I want to see other people be able to do. So more importantly, let's just dive right in. So obviously my first 7-figure business was founded in 2014. It was my one-to-one coaching service. I was able to scale that to $3 million before I exited. It wasn't a very big exit. I've documented that in other videos on this channel. But the real big exit for me was in 2017. I created the Nutritional Coaching Institute. We exited that in 2024. That was an 8-figure business, and obviously the exit was substantial for me as well. But that left me in a really weird place. In April of this year, I had nothing. I had no email list. My following only knew me for the business I had just sold. And so really any purchase that they were going to be making was correlated with that business, not with me, not with anything that I was able to offer. But I do want to say, just to be fair, in this business, I was able to remove my consulting services from the products I sold. So I did carry over some things. Now, our ability to get to multi-7 figures was not because of my audience. It was not because of our email list. I currently, as of this day, as of December 27th, 2024, have an email list that has only 130 people. My social media has actually gone down by 1,000 since I've become more active. And so I'm pretty much in the same space as many of you that are trying to, grow something and grow it to a substantial size and do so quickly. So let's kind of jump right in. First and foremost, if I had to build a 7-figure business from scratch, there's 2 very different ways I would do it. The first is what I'll call the traditional route, which is build the attention, have really good offer, move people to that offer, collect the cash, and ultimately maximize LTV. That's what we reference as the business machine. It's what I teach inside of any of my consulting services, and it's really how most people have learned this digital space for quite some time. However, I would do it completely differently than what most of you have learned. See, the first 6 to 7, maybe even 8 months, I would not make an offer. I would actually choose the niche I was going to be in, and I would go out and build nothing but attention. I would find my way into every room. I would do collaborations with people that had visibility. I would go out, I would find potential clients. I would work with them for free, and I would build the single biggest book of results, proving that I was really good at what I did. And the only thing I would ask for in return is social media posts. Because the thing that I know as we move into 2025 and really where we've been for the last decade is that the real arbitrage in this game is attention. Gary Vee's been saying it for quite some time. Lots of people have been missing out, but what you need to understand is that if you want to be able to make a lot of sales and you don't want to have to buy those customers through paid traffic, you need to have audience and you need to have attention. So for me, 6 to 8 months is a time investment. Right? No, I would not be making any money. Yes, I would have to live on resources I already have, and maybe that's not feasible for you. And if it's not, don't worry, I'll get into the other method here shortly. But if it's feasible for 6 to 8 months, you need to set KPIs. How many Instagram followers are you going to grow? How many free people are you going to work with? How big are you going to grow your email list? How many influencers are you going to collaborate with? What are you going to do each and every day to get yourself visible out into the marketplace, and really one thing, seen as a source of value, seen as a source of trust, seen as a credible source for the results, for the outcome that individuals are desiring in this space. And when you can do that, and you can pair it up with intellectual property, meaning yes, you need to actually know how you're creating results. Now all of a sudden we have something to sell. So around that 6 to 8 month mark, I would first run our scholarship program. If you don't know what that is, check the channel. I believe I've documented this in detail, how to run a scholarship. If you don't know, just comment the word scholarship below. I'll send it to you completely for free, no big deal. But I would run that. That would be my first big influx of capital. I would then take that. I would allow those people to pay me even less if they gave me more referrals. And this would kind of start the fractal nature of my first level of clients. On the tail end of that, I would take a percentage of my revenue, I would immediately reinvest it into paid traffic purely for visibility. I would be on a mission to create more visibility, because if you are an online coach, you are playing a game of competition. It is a more crowded marketplace now than ever, and what you're going to need is you're going to need to spend time getting people to know who you are, and more importantly, they need to understand why they're following the person that you are. So the first things first, get all that attention, 6 to 8 months, then deploy your scholarship, take some of that money, reinvest it into more visibility, and we're gonna kind of continue on that trend. Also make sure that every client coming in is trying to bring you another 2 to 3 clients. That's how we're going to be able to get you a mass amount of clients on the front end. Now, this obviously assumes that I would be running a very high ticket offer. On the back end of that, we would probably run some other sort of cash framework. And the goal here is to get ourselves running this high ticket business to, anywhere from a $5,000 to $10,000 offer, and all you're needing is 10 to 20 clients per month, not even 1 client per day. You can do it as a solopreneur, and at the end of the day, you'll be getting yourself to 7 figures. So that's route number 1, which is what I call the attention before the ask route. But route number 2, this is for those of you guys that are bootstrapped. You don't have 6 to 8 months to live on, of money saved up or whatever else it is. And this is one that I think is thinking outside the box, a little less traditional. I've never really seen people talking about this, but it actually comes all the way back to a conversation that I had with Alex Hormozy. And I had him in my old community at NCI, and I asked him, I said, dude, if you had to start all over again, what would you do? And he had the same answer that I'm about to share with you, and so this is something he and I see eye to eye on. Now, Alex and I both understand one thing, is that having access to potential customers is the real key. And the one thing that you have to understand as an entrepreneur is that traffic is not something you can create. You can't just manually go anywhere and be like, I am going to create traffic today. So what are the 6 ways we get traffic? Well, we can have social media, but you don't have enough, right? You can go through your own media, your email list or your text list, but it's not big enough. We can do referrals, but you don't have clients, right? We can do paid traffic, but you don't have the money. We can spend all day doing outbound messages, but that's just fucking boring, and that's not gonna get you what you want. And then, of course, there's what we call other people's audiences. And I think this is the real gateway to getting you started quickly. You can go out, you can figure out who has my ideal client, who's already servicing my ideal client, and more importantly, what you need to ask yourself is, where is this service falling short? Where is their service falling short? Not saying they do a bad job, but where is this service actually leaving off? Where can I come in and take this person's results to the next level? How can I go in and be of value to this place that already has customers? How can I bolt on to what they're already doing? And this is exactly what I did in 2014. See, what I looked at in that year is I looked around all the CrossFit gyms in the world, and I was like, interesting. All of them have amazing class structure. All of them have amazing community. But I know that the CrossFit gym locally that creates the best results is probably going to get the most clients. I know that if clients got better results, they're likely to stay at the gym. And I also looked around and nobody was solving that problem. So what I did is I went to gym owners and I said to them, I said, hey, I would love to work with you for 6 to 8 weeks completely for free, just to show you what's possible to take what you're currently doing in your facility to the next level. Now, if you like it, we can talk about more things to do together. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul, at least we tried. Pretty much every gym owner was receptive to it. And of course, what I was talking about was my nutrition coaching services. So I went in, I did nutrition coaching. Now, of course, they start to see really big results inside of 4 to 8 weeks. And what happened was kind of crazy. All of their members started asking them, holy shit, what are you doing differently? And they're like, oh, I started working with this nutrition coach guy. And right around that time, I would say to the gym owner, hey, you know what? Why don't I fly to your gym? Why don't I give a seminar to all of your members? And then at the end of it, why don't we actually run a small challenge for all of the members? You don't have to cover anything. All I ask is that you put at least 70 people in there so that I have a lot of people to talk to. So think about what I did. I took a gym that already had my customers. I had a place where the results were limited. They were offering physical services, but where they left off was that they weren't doing the nutrition side. I got attention from the decision maker. I earned the trust of the decision maker. And then I went in, I got all of the potential clients together and made them an offer. Now for me, this was an 8-week challenge. On the back of the 8-week challenge, I upselled them to one-on-one. And I can tell you, I did this 37 out of 52 weeks in 1 calendar year, and I made $1 million, okay? So if you're watching this video, ask yourself, is there a nutrition store locally I could partner with? Is there somebody locally that has clients that are getting an amazing result, but I know that once they have that result, there's another result they're going to need? And can you go in and offer free value, free consults to them? I guarantee you there is somebody out there that is servicing your clients that you could bolt yourself onto. Now, in the beginning, you might need to do a revenue kickback for those people. That's fine. Remember, you're starting from scratch. Who cares? That's a really cheap way of buying your way into somebody that has all of your potential clients. But instead of playing the rat race game that everybody else is playing of social media, earning traffic, buying traffic, whatever else, you're walking into a place of qualified buyers. These are people that are already spending money with another practitioner that have proven they're willing to pull their credit card out, pay for a service that is going to get them the outcome they desire. It's your job to connect with that business owner, show value to that business owner, help that business owner continue to grow, and ultimately monetize the customers that business owner has spent their hard time, their energy, their effort, their money acquiring. So you're gonna wanna be of massive value. But regardless, hopefully you understand that the really common foundation here is getting access to the individuals. You can either spend 6 to 8 months building the attention, you can go right in, you can get the qualified attention. Either way, you gotta have that. Next, you have to have an amazing offer. This game it's different. It's not the month-to-month nutrition coaching game that it used to be when I got in the space in 2014. I highly recommend having something that is very, like I'm gonna teach you guys this model in another video, but it's something you can maximize the front end, then have a recurring component on the back end. Once you have that offer structure, we need to understand how do we move the visibility to sales opportunities. Are you gonna do this through DM? Are you gonna do this on the phone? What is that sales opportunity gonna look like? We call this nurture. I can teach you lots of different nurture frameworks. Then you have to be able to close the sales, and of course you gotta be able to fulfill on your promises. That, my friends, is how you can shut down an 8-figure business, reopen a 7-figure business, or in your case, start a brand new 7-figure business from scratch. So, go get your attention, have an epic offer, nurture the hell out of them, close some fucking sales, get yourself paid, get some people results, and my friends, I cannot wait to see you win. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I would love to answer it. I would love to see you get to the next level. Again, I have absolutely no coaching services to offer you. I just want to give you value. So leave me a comment. We'll talk soon.